in a hut by the sea, there lived once a fisherman and his wife. The fisherman used to go down every day to fish, and he would fish and fish. One day, he pulled a big fish out of the water. The fish told him,
"Listen, fisherman, please, let me go. I am not a real fish. I'm an enchanted prince. What good will it do if you get rid of me? I will not taste nice. Put me back into the water and let me swim away."
"Well, I don't like a fish that talks. Swim away."
With these words, he put him back again into the shining water, and the fish sank to the bottom. Then the fisherman got up and went home to his wife in the hut.
"Husband, did you catch the fish?"
"I caught a fish who said it was the enchanted prince, so I let him swim away."
"Did you ask the fish for anything?"
"No, what should I ask for?"
I don't like this hut. It's so small and dirty. Go now and call him. Tell him that you choose to have a cottage and he will certainly give it to you.
"Why should I go down there again?"
"Why? You caught him and then let him go again, so he's sure to give you what you ask. Go down, quickly!"
The man did not want to go, but he did. When he came there, the sea was quite green and yellow, and was no longer shining. So he stood on the shore and said,
"Once a prince, but chained to a fish in the sea. Come for my wife Isabel. She wants me to ask you for a wish."
Then the fish came swimming up and said,
"Well, what does she want?"
"My wife wants something from you. She does not want to live any longer in the hut. She wants to live in a pretty cottage."
"Go home, then you will find your wife in a cottage."
So the man went home, and there was his wife no longer in a hut, but in its place was a beautiful cottage, and his wife was sitting in front of the door on a bench. She took him by the hand and said to him,
"Come inside and see, this is not much better."
They went in, and inside the cottage was a tiny hall, and a beautiful living room, and a bedroom, a kitchen, and a dining room, all furnished with the best of everything. And outside was a little yard in which were chicken and ducks, and also a little garden with vegetables and fruit trees.
"See, isn't this nice?"
"Yes, here we will stay and live very happy."
"We will see."
With these words, they had their supper and went to bed. All went well for a week or so. Then the wife said,
"Listen, husband, the cottage is too small, and so is the yard and the garden. I would like to live in a great castle. Go and tell the fish to send us castle."
"Oh, wife, the cottage is good enough. Why should we live in a great castle?"
"Why? You go down to the sea. The fish will do that."
"No, wife, the fish gives us a cottage. I do not like to go to him again."
"Go, he can certainly give it to us. Go now."
The man did not want to go, but he did. When he came to the sea, the water was all violet and dark blue, and dull and thick, but it was still smooth. So he stood on the shore and said,
"Once a prince, but chained to a fish in the sea. Come for my wife Isabel. She wants me to ask her for a wish."
"What does she want now?"
"She wants to live in a great castle."
"Go home, she is in the castle now." The fisherman went home and thought he would find no house. When he came near, there stood the great palace, and his wife was standing on the steps and said, "Come inside!" Inside the castle was a large hall with the marble floor, and there were many servants. The walls were covered with beautiful tapestry, and there were fine chairs and tables, crystal chandeliers, and all the rooms were beautifully sculpted. "Now, isn't this beautiful?"
"Yes, it is. Here we will stay and live in this beautiful castle and be very happy."
"We will see." The next morning, the wife woke up first at daybreak and looked out of the bed and saw the beautiful country. Her husband was still sleeping, so she woke him up. "Husband, husband, get up and look out of the window. We could be king of all this land. Go down to the fish and tell him that we choose to be king."
"Oh, wife, why should we be king? I don't want to be king."
"Well, if you don't want to be king, I will be king. Go down to the fish, I will be king."
"Oh, wife, why do you want to be king? I can't ask him that."
"Go down at once. I must be king." The fisherman did not want to go, but he did. When he came to the sea, the water was dark grey color, so he stood by the sea and said,
"Once a prince, but chained to a fish in the sea. Come for my wife Isabel. She wants me to ask her for a wish."
"What does she want now?"
"She wants to be a king."
"Go home, she is that already." The fisherman went home, and when he came near the palace, he saw that it had become much larger, and that it had great towers. A sentinel was standing before the gate, and there were soldiers with drums and trumpets. And when he went into the palace, he found everything was of pure marble and gold. Then the doors of the hall opened, and there stood the whole conqueror with his wife, who was sitting on a high throne of gold and diamonds. She wore a great golden crown. Then he went to her and said,
Wife, are you king now?
Yes, now I am a king.
It's enough, wife, now that you're a king. You have nothing more to wish for.
No, husband, go down to the fish. I must be emperor.
Oh, wife, I don't want to be emperor. There is only one emperor, and he cannot make you that.
Husband, go down to the fish. I will be emperor.
No, wife, I can't ask him that.
What? I am king, and you are my husband. Go down at once. If he can make me king, he can make me emperor, and emperor I must, and I will be. Go!
So he had to go, but as he went, he felt quite frightened, and he thought to himself, this can't be right. To be emperor is too ambitious. When he came to the sea, the water was quite black and thick, and it was breaking high on the beach, and the wind was blowing. Everything looked bleak. The fisherman was chilled with fear. He stood and said,
Master Prince, but she needs two fish in the sea. Come from my wife, Isabel. She wants me to ask you for a wish.
What does she want now?
She wants to be an emperor.
Go home, she is that already. So the fisherman went home, and when he came there stood the whole castle was made of polished marble. Inside the palace were working barons, counts, and dukes, acting as servants. They opened the door, which was of peach and gold, and when he entered, he saw his wife in a throne of gold. She had on a great golden crown with brilliants and sparkling gems.
Oh, wife, are you emperor now?
Yes, I am emperor.
It's enough, wife, now that you are emperor.
Husband, where are you standing there? I am emperor, and I want to be pope too. Go down to the fish.
What more do you want? The fish cannot make you pope. There is only one pope, and he cannot make you that.
Husband, go down to the fish quickly. I must be pope today.
Oh, I can't ask him that. It's not right. It is too much. The fish cannot do that.
Husband, if he can make me emperor, he can make pope too. Go down this instant. I am emperor, and you are my husband. Go now.
So he went, but he was trembling and shaking. He said,
Master Prince, but she ain't two fish in the sea. Come for my wife, Isabel. She wants me to ask you for a wish.
Well, what does she want now?
She wants to be a pope.
Go home, then she is that already. Then he went home. His wife was dressed in coat of gold and was sitting on a much higher throne.
Wife, are you pope now?
Yes, I am pope.
Wife, it's enough now that you are pope.
We will think about that.
With this word they went to bed, but the woman was not content. Her greed would not allow her to sleep. Then the sun began to rise. Out of the window she thought,
Can I make the salmon rise? Husband, wake up. Go down to the fish. I must be a god.
What did you say, wife?
Husband, if I cannot make the salmon rise when I appear, I will not rest. I will never have a quiet moment until I make the salmon rise. Go down at once. I must be a god.
Oh, wife, the fish cannot do that. He can make you an emperor and a pope. I implore you, be happy and remain as a pope.
I am not happy and I will be not contented. Will you go?
so he went.
Master Prince, but she ain't two fish in the sea. Come for my Isabel. She wants me to ask you for a wish.
Well, what does she want now?
She wants to be a god.
Go home. Then she is sitting again in the hut. And there they are sitting to this day.